To go to trial, bitch. Queen Supreme Court. Queen Supreme Court. Queen.
What's up, you guys? It's your boy Davion. Welcome to another edition of Conscious Television. As you guys can see at the title above, you already know what type of video this is. Make sure you comment, rate, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Let's proceed. So you guys know I have been almost absent for 2 weeks. That's primarily because I just did not have a raw desire to get up here and do a video. And on top of that, I am divorcing my husband, which I will be giving a full disclosure in a later video. So you guys know how we start these videos off, of course, with the Supreme Queen's Court. I have missed 2 weeks worth of Supreme Queen's Court reviews, so I'm just gonna wrap them up shortly in this video here. We had IAmPerez, who I had never heard of, who was on last Monday's the Supreme Queen's Court as a guest judge, a total snooze fest. IAmPerez looked fucking amazing. Hair was laid for all the Olympus gods. However, personality fell very motherfucking flat. Once again, I don't know what type of preliminary precursor ass conversation that Madison doesn't have with these motherfuckers who come on her show, but do you motherfuckers even watch the show? Like, those of you who actually take the opportunity to come on to the bench, have you seen an episode? Like, do you know what's supposed to be going on here? Nobody's inviting y'all to sit up here and look pretty, to take selfies, bitch. You were invited to put on a motherfucking show, and I hope to God that Madison don't pay half of y'all hoes until after the fact, because bitch, we need, you know, performance levels to be up to par, girl. Like, you made it through, you know, the application process. Now comes the interview process, bitch, and this is where you really sell me over. You know, nope, didn't happen, bitch. Fired. Matter of fact, I wasn't gonna say shit because I'm a bitch who can keep secrets. I'm a bitch who can keep the hush hush. I'm a hoe who can live on the down low. Madison and Geo invited me to do the Supreme Court months ago. I had already been in contact with Geo. I just wasn't saying shit. And I'm only saying something now because the Maddie Mob, shout out to the Maddie Mob, they follow me on Instagram. They recently tagged Madison in a upload on my Instagram, basically saying that she needs to get my black ass up on the bench. And Madison and Geo both commented under my post and was like, we're basically waiting on this bitch. Which is true. Of course, Madison was going to give me the opportunity to come and give the people what they want because you guys have been requesting it. And I can tell you now officially that that day is going to come, but you motherfuckers still won't know until that day comes because we both love the element of surprise. But yes, it's happening. Now it's just a scheduling situation I have to pop off. You guys know that I have reality TV that I'm also doing, so all these things are having to, you know, revolve around each other. But yes, you know, your boy will be gracing the stage, okay? 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 Hello? Okay. So you guys know that we had Funky Dineva on this week's Supreme Queen's Court. It ain't really much to say about Funky Dineva. Dineva comes and gives the people what the fuck they need. You know, the intellect, the wittiness, the sassiness, the strong black man, woman. And what was really refreshing is to see this little inkling of a moment between Madison and Funky Dineva where she turned to him and just told him, thank you, bitch. Like, I love you, bitch. And they like hugged it, and what it gave me was like this reminiscent Kaya and Madison vibe. I think that there's been a hole in Maddie's soul since her friendship deteriorated, obliterated, and absolutely blew up in her face as well as all of ours. She has found the type of chemistry she wants and found like the element of love, of real genuine love that exists between them because they're actual friends, unlike her and Kaya. Almost wanted to tear up, but I'm a cold bitch, so moving right along. You guys know that Cardi B turned herself in to police involving the stripper club fight that broke out where shoes, bottles, bundles, sewing needles, deodorant, and tampons were all thrown in this altercation. I do know that Cardi B did leave the courthouse looking rather pleased and at peace, so I just assume that they'll be slapping a innocent or some fines or some stay the fuck out of trouble, you know, slap on the wrist on her. Cardi B did come to court and she was giving me all of Marge motherfucking Simpson with a goddamn blonde bob cut. She was giving us I'm innocent attire. Hopefully, Cardi B, you'll start to realize that you need to be more intelligent about your stripes and contentions with your peers, because you had to fly all the way from France, from Italy, you know, back into the States just over some dumb shit, you know, and that's really irrelevant because you're always going to have haters, and Offset is always going to be cheating on you. You either can take the heat at this point or just stay the fuck out the kitchen, which means retire, bitch. Sit it on down, go back to your regular life, open up a laundromat, get on your Candy Burris and Todd Harris type shit, and you know, keep it pushing. Oh, so this next case is very fucking bizarre. It involves the King Bee herself and a ex-band member who recently did a interview and basically disclosed to us that Beyonce essentially sabotaged her personal relationships, her business relationships, the furthering of her career, as well as used black magic to give her fucking cat schizophrenia, and that she put out a fucking restraining order on the queen and basically says that she want nothing to do with this Baphomet worshiping, broom riding ass bitch. And now people ask me what my thoughts were and if I believe the testimony of the drummer. In a situation like this, I find it very fucking interesting. For one, something does have to be said about the fact that the drummer didn't come out and say anything until she was quote unquote let go of or fired, which to me, considering what she's saying, kind of would have been a good thing in her case, because this alleviates her of any type of interaction further with Beyonce and Beyonce's brand and whatever the issues were behind the scenes. But then on the other end, this could be problematic because we're talking about Beyonce here. And if Beyonce was sabotaging her business relationships, trying to keep her from other projects and working with other people because she wanted this girl to basically belong to her, she wanted to own and possess this bitch, that means that this drummer probably is still experiencing a lack of work. Who's gonna hire and work with a person against Beyonce's wishes? Here it is. I love fucking Beyonce. But is Beyonce a occultic ass bitch? Of course she is. Like, magic, occultic symbolism, satanic symbolism is all throughout a lot of her modern videos and her concert imagery and her outfit imagery. There's dozens of fucking YouTube videos basically doing side-by-side slides of Beyonce's worship of the Baphomet and her tributing different things and Gemini twins on a Super Bowl performance. There's tons of circumstantial evidence that pretty much would corroborate somebody saying that Beyonce is basically a motherfucking voodoo priestess. I do believe that Beyonce is very dualistic. I think that Beyonce in the Sasha Fierce album was Beyonce kind of hinting playfully to us that there's more going on in her reality than just the entertainment personification of Sasha Fierce, her alter ego. This would be her Phoenix Force. Relating to X-Men, Jean Grey. I fucking love that franchise. I'm going to get into the review for that motherfucking trailer that dropped. The drummer also said that Beyonce has stolen a lot of her ideas, taken credit for them, executed them without giving her a goddamn dime or a credit on anything. Now, Beyonce also is known to be a fucking thief. Beyonce is also on camera admitting that her and her team go to shows, steal other people's ideas, bring them back to a oblivious audience, and then execute them in front of everyone, making Beyonce look grand and original when that's far from the fucking truth. We know that Neo definitely sued the living shit out of her ass because he wasn't even trying to give him credit for writing Irreplaceable off the B-Day album. Yes, there's definitely something to this. Now, could this girl be exaggerating certain circumstances because right now she's afraid? I think a bit of it is paranoia, but the basis of the story that Beyonce basically runs a fucking tight ship and that Beyonce has a Jezebel type of mentality, I believe it. She's able to sustain the trajectory of her ideas and her career, and to me she's probably selling some aspect of her soul to do that. Now, what that exactly looks like, I don't want to speculate. I don't want dead spirits and shit being attracted to my motherfucking ass because I got my brain on Beyonce shit too much and my goddamn penile gland is opening wide the fuck up and the goddamn ancient ancestors of the goddamn presidents is is merging with my damn consciousness, causing me to throw up out my asshole and all type of shit. So I ain't gonna speculate about how dark and dense it probably gets behind the scenes. Maybe Beyonce is licking on Oprah's pussy, bitch. I don't know what type of lesbianic ass rituals these motherfuckers are doing. However, God bless you. And to this drummer, a restraining order obviously will not keep a bitch working witchcraft and magic away from you, honey. Magic and occultism works with the consciousness. So unless you can go to the Supreme Queen's Court of Heaven and get them to issue out a warrant or a cease and desist or a spiritual restraining order against Beyonce, a restraining order only keeps Beyonce from physically being in contact with you. Spiritually though, bitch, you better get with your local psychic network, get them to get you some ritual baths, get them to amp your aura field up so that, bitch, those motherfucking curses and profanities and abominations that Beyonce is praying against your ass can ricochet and hit that bitch back in motherfucking return. Maybe that's why her motherfucking tour fell apart and why the Carter's album flopped on the billboards, bitch, because maybe this is all indicative of badass dark energy that Beyonce and Jay-Z is working with, which is costing them on the back end and not so much on the front end, but nonetheless still costing them, because nobody is exempt from fucking karma. So yes, I fucking believe it, and I also believe some of it may be just a bit exaggerated because the drummer is goddamn scared. Very interesting. I never was a fan of Tamar Braxton. She's not my cup of tea. You know, the family sat down obviously to attempt to fix their narcissistic ass family pathologies, which we now know were completely unsuccessful despite how well the episode ended. It was the part 2 episode of Iyanla. Both Mama Braxton and Papa Braxton, as well as all of the sisters, were involved in this reckoning and attempt to reconcile. Everything ended on a loving note, apologetic. Everyone was in tears. Of course, we had the classic altercations that have to happen because people come on to Iyanla expecting to have their way, don't know how the fuck that happens, knowing that Iyanla gonna keep it all the way 100. Tamar, you know, was doing the most, and I've heard about Tamar doing the most and being fucking extra, but this is the longest amount of time I actually sat down to actually pay attention to Tamar. And if this is how this girl has been acting her entire career, I can completely understand people saying that she acts like a worn out bottom, because Tamar, girl, first of all, bitch, you was giving me R&B Miss Potato Head bitch in the face, and I wasn't really appreciating that, you know. And Mama Braxton, I don't give your ass kudos for checking Tamar, because if you really wanted to check your daughter and you were really checking your daughter, you would have checked your daughter far before Tamar even reached a Iyanla, because it's clear that Tamar has been over the top and been difficult and been resistant and been catty and been doing the most, according to all of you guys, you know, since the time she came out the puss, bitch. So I don't know why all of a sudden you saw fit to check her in front of everybody, but I feel like that's why you did it, because the cameras were rolling, baby, and this was a perfect opportunity to show that you had some pseudo sense of righteousness, in which you don't. You allowed the mess to go on. Tamar gets paid for acting the fool, and all you motherfuckers sell y'all souls and allow this dysfunction to take place, because there wouldn't even be a show without the bullshit. So I just think it is really weird that most of you guys aren't even filming the Braxtons, because you guys are trying to protest out of an attempt to get more money, and so there's money being lost right now, and all of a sudden y'all end up on Iyanla. It's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. Iyanla was a false attempt to just get back on TV, to get cut another check, and to hopefully show the We Network that there's still, that the Braxtons can still bring the motherfucking heat. You know, I don't feel like this shit was genuine at all. I don't feel like this shit worked at all. Apparently, allegedly, Iyanla is possibly thinking about suing Tamar because of statements Tamar have made about feeling kidnapped and held hostage, and Iyanla being a bitch. And Iyanla, cut the shit, because you usually don't get off in your ass, because, you know, I love you to death. You are Mother Goose, you know, to the black community. But girl, you sign up to do TV, and you sign up to do TV and invite these celebrities onto your show. You know what type of personalities you're bringing on. These aren't everyday people. These are people who live out loud live and in motherfucking color. You knew who you was dealing with when you decided to bring Tamar on the goddamn show. So I don't know why you trying to stick it to her ass, because you knew this shit was gonna go left. You know how Tamar mouth is. You know that she's immature, she's impulsive, she does the most, she creates all the damage and then apologizes and plays the victim afterwards. And you know, you guys, as much as I love the work that you do on Iyanla Fix My Life, because I do believe it's genuine and your heart is in the right place, you guys do pull in celebrity episodes because it's just good for fucking ratings. So y'all sell y'all souls in that way for Iyanla Fix My Life. So just swallow the dick, Iyanla. The episode was amazing. I'm sure it was probably one of the highest ratings of the new season of Iyanla so far. So it's a win-win for the both of y'all. Tamar got to get cut a check and got to have some TV time, and you guys got to get the fucking ratings. Let's just call it fucking even kill. Moving along. Last but not least, I want to talk about the Dark Phoenix trailer. You guys, I am so fucking excited to see this goddamn movie. I already know it's going to be trash. I already have talked to people who have pre-screened the movie. They did a 15-minute trailer for the Comic-Con event this year, and I heard good things about the 15-minute trailer, but for people who actually saw the movie, they basically say it's fucking trash. Now, the Dark Phoenix being trash is not going to be trash in the sense of it's going to be a bad movie globally just because of the movie in and of itself. The fans are always going to find the Fox renditions of these movies complete garbage, because the fans know the history and the context of what is supposed to be going on in the movie. They know the history of the characters. So we've not seen them do Jean Grey justice. We haven't seen them do any of the fucking mutants justice. So I'm really happy that Disney is buying out Fox and getting a hold of the X-Men franchise. I know that they will do it justice. The timelines will make sense, and that the graphics and the whole, you know, showcase will just be fucking brilliant. And even though they're not going to get the storyline for Dark Phoenix right, because I'm so obsessed and Jean Grey is one of my favorite mutants, the Phoenix Saga is one of my favorite comic book episodes of the X-Men. I'm just excited to see even a trash version of this thing, you know, be attempted at. The Phoenix Force is such a huge character to take on cinematically, because there's lots of power and graphic that would have to be involved, and pulling that off on the big screen, obviously they have to work around like the ambiance and majesty and the godlike phenomenon of the Phoenix Force. So I understand why they might have to play it down. I still have a smidget bit of fucking hope for the movie. I'm praying to God that God at least let me live until February 14th, bitch. I deserve to see this fucking movie. Like, I need to live at least until February 14th so I can get my life. But that wraps up this week's topic. I am going to do a video and tell you guys what's been going on in my relationship. And I really don't want to do this, but I know that breakups and relationships are kind of things that we all universally can relate to. So for the sake of just inspiring any of you guys who are moving on or thinking about leaving the person that you're with, maybe what I'm going through will speak to y'all's hearts, and maybe what I'm going through will help inspire somebody to do what's right for themselves. So I'll definitely be coming with that video sometime this week, so stay on the lookout for that. Make sure you guys share. Just want to say thank you guys for being so patient and so supportive, and I will talk to you guys later. One.